There are so many things around us that we take for granted, but make our lives easier every single day. For instance, can you imagine needing to travel somewhere and not having any way of knowing what direction to travel in? Thanks to Roger L. Easton, the problem of being lost or just not having any sense of direction in general no longer exists. The GPS is a major part of millions of people's everyday lives, from helping direct you across the nation for a road trip to locating the nearest Starbucks. It's hard to imagine life without some sort of navigation device. I personally own a GPS and I actually use it almost every single day, so that has led me to obtaining a significant amount of knowledge on the device. Today I'll be informing you of the history of Roger Easton, his invention of the GPS, and why we should be inspired by his accomplishments. But before I inform you about what he invented, let's first look at the history behind him. Roger Easton was born on April 30th, 1921, and is now known as one of the most notable scientists and engineers in history. Easton attended Middleburg College and also attended the University of Michigan. Not knowing the destiny that awaited him, Easton began work as a physicist in 1943 at the U.S. Naval Research Lab in Washington, D.C., where he remained for 37 years. In 1944 and 1945, he served in the U.S. Navy while working at the laboratory on radar beacons and blind landing systems. Easton was also a part of a team that helped develop Project Vanguard, which in 1958 launched the first solar-powered American satellite into space. Roger Easton helped create some of the most significant space systems in history. Easton's daughter, Ruth Easton, described her father as, quote, "He wasn't a rocket scientist, he was really a satellite scientist. But most of all, he was a solver of all problems. All the things that he worked on and developed were to solve some sort of problem." Little did anyone know that Easton would go above and beyond developing ideas to solve little problems. Easton developed the Global Positioning System in 1978. The GPS is designed to pinpoint your exact position within just a few meters. However, this invention wasn't an easy task to accomplish at first. According to Dieter Wilhelm, quote, "Maintaining the accuracy required turned out to be difficult to accomplish and led Roger to the vision that the way to do this was to put very good clocks, probably atomic clocks, into satellites." Easton eventually made this theory come to life. According to an article on an official Navy website, the GPS today is a constellation of Earth-orbiting satellites providing precise navigation and timing data to military and civilian end users around the globe. This innovative gadget is still thriving with popularity today, providing knowledge and direction to explorers, paramedics, pilots, and people like you and me. Today we also have GPS technologies in our phones, cars, and other devices that we find essential to living the effective lifestyle we all strive for. The revelation that led Easton to creating the GPS had an everlasting impact on societies then, now, and societies of the future. Roger Easton has helped millions of people gain a greater understanding of the world and enabled us to navigate our way around it. Not only was Easton the principal designer and inventor of the Global Positioning System, but he also received countless awards after his retirement in 1980. In 2006, he received the National Medal of Technology from George W. Bush for his pioneering achievements in navigation, and in 2010, he was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame. According to a longtime colleague, Roger's career contributions and his keen ability to develop new, bigger problem sets from his experiences are what impressed me most. Easton didn't only impact society with his inspirational awards and achievements, but also with his invention of the GPS. An article on Top 10 Reviews states that compared to other maps, the GPS unit is easily the best choice because they work almost anywhere, and unlike paper maps, they can be updated. The sheer power that comes from the knowledge of knowing where things are in relation to other objects is too good for anyone to ignore. Because of Roger L. Easton, traveling has never been so easy. I've now enlightened you on the history behind Roger Easton, his invention of the GPS, and how his inspiring accomplishments should impact us throughout the future. I would like to encourage you all to take the time and think about what life would be like without Roger Easton and without his invention of the GPS.